What's going on, you guys? Have you ever been watching some content and it was great information to use playing DB, whether you play safety, nickel, or a corner? It was great information. You tried to apply that information and it just wasn't getting you any results. Is that you? So let me tell you the reason why the information that you got and tried to apply doesn't work for you. So before I get into that, I'm going to tell a little story. And we talk about this. This is like universal. This is in life. If I knew the things I know now when I was younger, I would be unstoppable. Well, the reason why that is, and this is for most things in life, time has to go by. Okay. Time for our bodies to develop in football, time mentally for us to understand. And there's a difference between getting knowledge, having understanding of something, okay, where we can now apply it when it needs to be. So I remember being in high school. My coach taught me about three step in high school, taught me the principles. I'm like, yeah, I know. The whole season, I think I'm doing three step, this and that. I get to college, yeah, coach is like, man, we do a three step. I'm like, oh man, I know this concept my coach in high school taught me. It wasn't until I got to college that my coach, my DB coach, I was very fortunate, had Dante Williams, had Coach Meet Demetrius Martin as well, who are now at Georgia, and as well as Michigan State, who blessed me and put me on game where it I knew what I was doing and why I was doing it. But at the time I didn't understand in college. Okay. So when I became a professional, I started playing arena football. I was like, oh, that's what they meant. And I'm looking at my highlight from JUCO. I led the team in interception my sophomore year at corner. I had 6 interceptions. I could have had 10, 11, 12 interceptions easy though. Just looking at the film, knowing what I know now. Okay. So I tell you that story because the reason why you saw that information and you try to apply it and it wasn't working for you is because of this. One, you're just not there yet. Okay. There is different levels of information. All right. And depending on where you are at in life, the information, you're not even there to apply it. Like you don't even have the fundamentals yet. And this is where people, they don't understand all the time. Like, well, I know this, you know it, but you don't know how to apply the principles of the foundation first. You don't have that in place. So therefore, you have the information, you can't apply it yet because you haven't got to the basics of it yet. So that's one thing. Two is you got the information, but you don't understand how to implement it yet. Once again, understanding. I remember a coach, he said it's not, I remember a coach, Arizona Rattlers, Kevin Guy. I was there, fortunate to be in camp with them. He said, something is not yours until you truly have an understanding of it. And that has stuck with because I've heard things my parents have said to me, coaches have said, but now that I'm older, I have my own kids, I do business. Now I truly understand what they mean when they said a certain thing. I understood. I mean, I heard it, but I didn't understand how to implement it, or I didn't understand exactly to implement whatever they were telling me to do. Now I have an understanding of that. Now, if I do a three step, if see a three step, read it, oh, I'm breaking on it. I do it all the time now. This is why I get easy interceptions because I understand the fundamentals of the three step and how that works, what to look for, what my keys are. A lot of people do not know. I remember a conversation I had with one of my teammates. We were both playing arena football, and I asked him, I said, do you know about a three step? And he said, I never even heard about it. I said, what? Like, You never heard of three step? He said, "Man, in high school, they didn't teach us nothing." I was like, "You didn't learn that in college?" He was like, "Not really in college either." I'm thinking in my mind, like, this guy is a professional athlete, just like me, same position, not saying I'm better or nothing, but it's like, you didn't have information, and this is when I realized that everybody does not have the same information. It's not common. So you just don't understand and know when to apply those tools that you have or what you heard. Now that's number two. Number three is number three is you understand the concept. You understand what was being taught. You don't know when to apply it though. Okay. So there is times where I see kids, they are trying to do a certain technique, let's say a press man. And I asked them, you know, what is making you do that? Oh, I seen this before on social media, this and that. They'd be like, okay, I understand. But for that to happen, you have to set something up before that. It's a game within a game. And you're not setting nothing up. So that's the result you keep getting is going to keep happening. So basically, essentially, you don't have the full story of why they were implementing that strategy in the first place, but you think it's the be all tool to use. And that's not necessarily the case. I remember playing a Juco. I remember a game. We were playing cover two. And then 3-by-1, we would check man to the backside. So I was backside on this one. And our coach would teach us, he would tell us the signs. He would tell us if we're bailing or if we're staying in press. So we look at the sideline to tell us if we're bailing. The coach, the series before, right? I was in press. Press, man, whole time, boom. The guy, it was an offside. They did a fade route. They tried to do a fade. Ball was incomplete. Okay. Come back to the series again. It's like a third down or something. We're in cover two. Now, I press bail. So I'm in press and I bail out. Okay. Bail out. The quarterback doesn't read it. So he throws a fade. The receiver throws a hitch because he saw me bailing out. So I couldn't catch the ball. He overthrew it. The third series now. What happened? It's third down or something again, 3-by-1. I'm on the backside. This time, our coach had me press and come back down. I'm in cover two again. So I'm acting like I'm pressing, and I come back and I, jam the receiver. So, and I talked to the receiver this day. We talked, and he said, like, nobody's ever caught me like that before. It caught him by surprise because the game that my coach, and at the moment, I didn't understand it. My coach was playing with the receiver. We already gave him two different looks already. One where I was impressed, one where I bailed out, and then one now this time I was acting like I was bailed out, but I was coming back down to put hands on. This caused the receiver, he fell, the quarterback threw the ball, and I got an interception. Now, fast forward to all these years, I didn't understand what my coach did even that season, that game, until I got to professional. I was looking at my highlight tape. And because those other two series are not on my highlight tape, I said, man, I understand what my coach was doing now. He was playing a game on the receiver without telling me, and I didn't understand it. I just implemented it. Now I'm on my own. I have to learn how I'm giving these looks to these receivers. I have to understand how to play this game myself. And when I figured that out, that's when interceptions became much easier for me. Now, how my career ended, it's unfortunate I was able to get it. That's why when you learn something, when I said, only if I knew this information when I was younger, I'll be so much better. By the time you realize it, a crazy thing happened. So for you guys who don't know, I had a mild stroke which ended my football career. All right. But I was implementing these things that I finally realized and finally got an understanding of, and I was killing. I was unstoppable. So those are the three things. You don't have the basics or the fundamentals of the thing in order to even do what you've learned or what you heard. Two, you don't have a true understanding of how to even implement whatever you're trying to do. And then the third is you do not have the full picture of all the information of how to truly implement or when to implement what you've learned. So if you guys find this information very helpful to what you need to do, man, I have an offer for you guys. I have down in my link, I have a discussion group for my DBs, whether you're a coach, whether you're parent, a player, you will be able to get access to this the discussion group. And in this discussion group, we will talk about DB stuff that relates to you and how we can come together and form some ideas on how to fix the problem and help you reach your goals. This discussion group is going to be absolutely free. So make sure you guys click on the link below. Once again, this is Coach Ike. I look forward to see you guys soon.